with this computer. Okay, so now we're officially doing new consultant training. Thank you guys for playing. And here's how I roll on just about everything I do. If I know what the time has to start, and I have to go by this time, we're going to stop by that time because that's what we do. Get excited. So if I'm like, I always try to squish it in there. So what we're teaching tonight, it is the 15th of December. Almost said September. Not, it's December. And one of my favorite topics, inventory. We love it. It means you got product. That's what we're learning about. Also about having a contact list, the pearls of sharing, and something called a perfect start, a power start, and our tracking. Okay. So here's what we're going to talk about first. For one thing, we're going to start with the contact list. So this is the way I see it. When you start your Mary Kay business, or if you restart it, or if any part in your business you're like picking it up because you've laid it to the side. This happens all the time, by the way. Not everybody just jumps in and goes straight to the jump, because I didn't go straight to the jump. Obviously, I had like a curvy road to get there, right? So anytime you're picking your Mary Kay business up again, the first thing you think of is, okay, who do I know in my contact list? And the way that I think of that is, and the company, of course, they do a great job at MK University, you guys. They have a whole section on MK University. It's like probably section number 3 that says contact lists, and it breaks it into pieces. And it says your close friends, people who you know are in your corner. So you can kind of categorize them. Then it's like, people slightly outside that circle. And then they're like, okay, people who, I don't really know very well, but I'm acquainted with. And so they have these different ways of categorizing it. And you can do that, or you can do this Michelle Hendrickson method, which is just write everybody down. If they're in your phone, just write them down because they have skin and you never know unless you ask, right? And so if they are somebody that you know, that you like, and if you would be irritated if they were buying something from someone else, like if they walked in and you were like, they just said, yeah, I just bought a whole entire set of blah, blah, blah. And you're like, dude, I saw Mary Kay. And you just bought blah, blah, blah. That's like shame on you because you didn't ask her for a facial. So then that's what you put their name down. So that's how contact lists work. And the way, the old school way of doing it, you can keep this any way you want. You just do it your way. I used to keep it on a spiral. Julia does that. I have it on a piece of paper because I have an abundance of this at my house. So I just don't like to have to purchase stuff, and I just use what I got. This is notebook paper. So all I do is go, I have a lot of that because Lexi has extra. So now it's mine. And so then I can write on there my people that I want to pamper, okay, or people I want to have customers. So I just start with that. And I just, write them down all the way down to the bottom. And then you just keep on writing them down because there'll be other people, you'll be in the shower and thinking, and suddenly other people will occur to you. Jump out of the shower, like, after you dry off, then write other people down, okay? That's how you do your contact list. And you'll always be adding to your contact list. Our goal is always in Mary Kay to have 200 people in our contact list. Now, before you just go, oh my God, I can't even imagine where the 200 people coming from, oh my God. If you think about it, Mary Kay Ash, the founder of the company, always said, I give you permission. And she said it so sweetly, not like me. She said, I give you permission that if you've known them, and maybe it was kindergarten when you talked to them last, you have my permission to offer them a free Mary Kay facial. No joke. So literally anybody that you know, you can offer a free facial to. And the only people that you know will say no to you are the people that you do not ask. Like, that is really the situation. And what I know is this, the people that you just know are going to say yes, they're going to help you out, will be the darn people that decide they just can't do it. And the people that you're like, there is no way this girl's going to say yes. She'll be like, oh yes, I would love to come over. So since you can't tell, you just got to ask them. Anyway, just rip the Band-Aid off and ask them. And of course, your director probably has scripts. I like one that just is like, I'm a human talking to another human. Hello, it's been forever since you talked. How are you? I'm fabulous. I haven't talked about, I know it's been a while. Catch up for a minute and say, okay, well, I didn't just call you for this because I really want to have a Coke or, coffee with you later. But here's the thing. I did just open my business or I just restarted it, or I'm in there working it and I kind of need somebody to practice on. And I'm like, I haven't touched so-and-so in forever. I always liked her and it's a great excuse for me to call you. So I'd love to talk. Can we do this? And then they'll be like, sure, why not? What does it take? Sure. So that's one way that you can connect people. So that's contact list. Okay. Pretty simple, straightforward. Okay. So when you're doing this contact list, that is one way that we are able to sell a lot of product because then the people want this stuff. And then that also leads us to the topic of having product available to purchase. And that would be inventory. Now, I just got done doing a talk about how you don't have to have inventory just to have a Mary Kay business. It's not a requirement. The only thing you have to have is your starter stuff, whether it's a $30 kit, which only lasts for 15 days, people, or the $100 kit that we have. Now, if you're a new consultant and it's within your first 4 months, you can offer that kit for $75. So just a heads up on that. But that program ends in 15 days. So jump on board. So here's the thing with inventory. What I know is this, Mary Kay always said, you cannot sell from an empty wagon. And she's right. Like, you know how it feels when you go in the grocery store, and we've been seeing a lot of that recently. The stores, like, they have stuff and then they got a space, and then they got stuff and then they got a space. And you're like, what's missing here? I don't see that. It's not a comfortable feeling, is it? We like seeing everything full. Okay. And that's just in the situation we're in right now. And so I would submit to you that having inventory now is almost more important than having had it earlier, because it's such a pleasant surprise to people that you have product and you can give it to them now. Now, people are used to waiting for stuff because we've been in the pandemic. We're used to waiting for everything, but we don't like it. I don't know anybody who's like, oh yeah, I'm excited to wait. I never heard of that before. Everybody wants their stuff and they want it now. And so I operate on a sense of urgency, and I look at it like, you know, I may have started my Mary Kay business for a variety of reasons. Again, I started because I thought it was fun and everyone was so nice. Why would I not want to be around nice people? Everyone in my job was horrible. So that's why I was here. I didn't care if I sold anything. But when I got in, I realized, wait a second, I'm a hugely busy woman. They have a 90% buyback with anything that I'm going to order in the first year. If I really suck horribly, I could sell it all back and get my investment back. So there's a get out, you know, they were not giving me my money back on my master's degree. Okay. Right. So I was like, you know, for my speech pathology. So I figure, okay, this is even better. Right. So I decided I need to get some product. And I decided I needed to start with stuff so that way I could see a number of people. And if I have, you know, 3 people is sitting or 6 people is sitting, if they all ordered like all the skincare I showed them and all the satin hands and all the things I put on them, I want every single person to take it home, because I didn't want to have 6 people sitting there and I got, okay, well, I have 2 miracle sets. Only you get them. The rest of y'all got to wait. Hate that for ya. You guys get them. Hate that for y'all. And they're like, okay, well, now I'm going to give y'all the satin lips, because I only have 2 of those, and then you suck over here because you're not getting it. And okay, oh, you get the satin hands, right? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it sounds ridiculous to talk about it that way, but that's how I felt about it. And I realized I want everyone to be able to take it home, because I want to be the girl that has it and does it. And so I made a decision to get some. And there's multiple ways you can do it. And again, talk with your director about what's going to be best for you. You know, I know that my people are on here right now. So yay, my people, y'all get to talk to me. You know, I love talking to you about everything anyway. So it's marvelous. But for everybody who's watching back, talk to your own director about it if I'm not yours. And we can help you create a plan to get inventory so that you've got it and you pay yourself back. Okay. And you can start with any level that you like. I will tell you that if you're seeing faces and they're ordering, the average order is $100 a head. When you're doing a facial, a Zoom facial, whatever, if she's got discretionary income, she's going to want to get that. And that average of 100 a head works out when you've seen 30 people. And so you can see 30 people in 3 years. You can see 30 people in 3 days. You can see 30 people in 30 days. You can do it however you want. But once you've done that, you'll find that this person bought $10, this person bought $300, this person bought $50, this person bought $500. It totally works out that way, right? As long as you're learning and, you know, using some suggested words. So my thought was to do it the Mary Kay way. And this is why I always suggest that to everybody. Because one of the things Mary Kay suggested is, she's like, to start your business off with a bang, you need to do a perfect start or a power start. So that's what we're talking about. The perfect start was to do 15 faces within 15 days, usually in the form of a group. So I'm like, okay, that would be 3 parties with 6 people in case we had some people fall off. That's not that bad. And back in the olden days, when you had to drive people's house and bring your stuff in there and all that stuff, you know, and you had to unload it, take it out and all that, that might be 2 hours, right? Well, now it's all on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever. You can come to people's houses. I love all that. You know, you can do hybrid, you can do everything. So it's much shorter, you know, in the initial part, it's just the follow-up that may take a little bit of time afterward now. So if you're doing in person or virtual, it's either way, right? And so I decided, well, okay, I can fit 3 somethings into my crazy schedule. I can do like a 30 minutes over here, 20 minutes over there, you know, here, and I could squeeze that in. So that way I'd be seeing the 15 faces that I was supposed to be seeing to build my business. So that's the perfect start. 15 faces, 15 days, pretty easy. Okay, the other one was the 30 faces, 30 days. And I thought, well, that's just like doing 2 15s back to back. Okay, I'm just breaking it down. I don't want to like procrastinate. So I can go 15 faces and then another 15. And I can do it the same way. I could do them all together, like all on a Zoom. My director was helping me at the time, so you could get support that way. Or you could do it individually, onesie, twosies, whatever. And because I decided that I was going to do it what Mary Kay said, because I didn't know anything when I started. So I didn't know I could take 3 years to see 30 faces. I thought you had to do it in a month, because I didn't know there was another way to do it, because that's what they said in training. So that's like, this is your training. do it in 30 days and you'll get it done. And you'll be like, oh my God, how did I even do that? I have no idea. But in the end of that time, you will have sold about 3,000 bucks because it's 100 ahead. See what I'm saying? 30 times $100 is 3,000 retail. Okay. So the half price on that is 1,500 wholesale. Okay. Well, so you can't always exactly know what everyone's purchasing. So you would be smart to have extra things available. Does that make sense? And so that means I need, if I got 6 people at a party, 6 miracle sets. I need 6 set in hands. I need 6 of this. I need 6 of that. So that way I can cover it. And then that way I've got the product right there to give to them and they're not waiting on me. And then I'm not also having to sell it and then go order it and then go deliver it, later, because that actually takes twice as much time. And it also costs you twice as much because time is money. So that, delivering, etc. Now, so that's my spiel on inventory. The profit level that Mary Kay considers is actually at least 3,600 on your shelf. Okay. And one of the reasons they suggest that is because and again, everyone's goals are different. So some people want to see 3 faces in a month, and that's great, if that's your goal. But if you wanted to build a business where you're making a lot of extra profit quickly, then you'd want to do your 30 faces in 30 days because, you'll immediately find people are wanting stuff. You'll also find that you did one party one way, maybe people didn't buy stuff, and you really didn't learn anything different, but you did another party the next day. And then they also bought way more than those people did. And it's only because these people wanted it. These people weren't in the mood. It had nothing to do with, my intelligence or whatever. It's the same product. It was different people. So more people give you more results. Does that make sense? So that's the thing with that. So Mary Kay suggests having 3,600 on your shelf as far as profit level, because that means you're going to have several of each thing available. That means you'll have several miracle sets. You'll have several volume firm. You'll have enough that you could service, 30 people very comfortably within a month's time period. And then they're reordering business because they need stuff every 3 months. Okay. So that's where they kind of come up with that idea. If you're like, how does that happen? It's because of seeing faces like Mary Kay Ash suggested. Okay. So that's kind of in a nutshell, one way that you can consider that. And there's, like I said, there's multiple options. I have lots of people who will purchase inventory, use their profit that they gain to purchase more, pay down their investment. They do it just kind of like that. You can do it lots of ways. They have multiple cards available. Mary Kay does. They've got credit cards you can get and then, that's your separate card for your Mary Kay business. So you keep it all together. So that's another way to do it. Some people have done bank loans, some people do family loans. There's all kinds of ways to do that. But the thing is that as you're starting your Mary Kay business, or if you're wanting to jumpstart and have something new and different, having more people that you're doing faces and appointments with is where the money is made. Like we were talking about this earlier, and they were saying the step-by-step Mary Kay is really not just see if this works. If you follow the directions that the founder gave us, she said, hold appointments with people. And an appointment is anything like now, an appointment is everything from you have a Facebook group and all your people are in it and you do a live on there and ask them to jump in and watch it. And then you follow back up and you talk to them later. That's an appointment, or you're doing a Zoom like we're doing right here. And that's technically an appointment. You're describing a product and selling it to them. Another appointment would be you sent someone a product and you're like, let me follow back up and be sure you liked that product. Do you have 15 minutes to go over it? That's an appointment. So the idea of an appointment really can kind of fit anywhere in your schedule, however you want to fit it based on what you want to do with it. But that is the tried and true method, is actual connection between you as the beauty consultant, because our job title is Independent Mary Kay Beauty Consultant. We consult with people about stuff. So that means we sell them something, or we're showing them, we're finding the need, and to find the need, you've got to communicate with people. So that might mean that you let them play with the app, because they have some cool apps in Mary Kay that let them look at products and they're like, oh, what do I need? Well, let's look at your app analysis results. What challenges are you having with your skin? So you're finding a need and filling it. We are consulting, and that's the way that we're paid the most in the shortest amount of time. Yes, it takes time, you're connecting, but they trust you because they know you've listened to their hot buttons, the key things for them. Okay. So that is most of all of those things. The one thing that I hadn't talked about yet was pearls of sharing and also tracking. So as you're seeing your faces, because again, like we said, the tried and true method that has been proven in a pandemic, out of a pandemic, in a recession, out of a recession, when Mary Kay started 58 years ago, currently in 2021, this is what we know works. Holding appointments, conversing with humans, selling them stuff, following up, being sure they like it, rebooking them for something else, inviting them to invite their friends, and doing it that way. That is the tried and true. That works every time, no matter what. You can do it every other way, by posting this or doing that or whatever. Bring it to the office, set your satin hands out. There's a million other ways to do it, but we know for sure that that is the method that, like, hands down does work, right? So when you're doing that particular method, it's real easy if you're talking about the product to talk about the opportunity. And just like, hey, have you ever thought about doing something like Mary Kay? And people might say, well, yeah, I did think about that. Oh, wow, what'd you think about? That's pretty interesting. And so it's basically having a conversation. And a lot of times when you're brand new, you'll do this with your sales director, because we can teach you a few techniques and tips. Because really, it's not about us talking. It's more about us listening to what the person's need is. And then we kind of fill in the gaps. Oh, she sounds like she could use some more money right now. Well, I could tell her about how Mary Kay makes 50%, but it's a connection between the humans. And so, in order to earn what's called pearls of sharing, your directors may offer this a little differently, but I love the fabulous pearl earrings and the necklace and the bracelet, and they're rose gold. They're fabulous. I'll show them to you in a second. And basically I do it whenever you do 3 qualified sharing appointments with me, you get the earrings. And when you do another 3, you get the bracelet. And when you do another 3, you get the necklace. Okay. And because by that time you talk with this many people, you have at least recruited 1. And so by the time you get the necklace, your recruit has come in, and they of course have ordered some product because they realize they need it for themselves, for their shelf, all that good stuff. And so that's what I use for the pearls of sharing. And basically all of this is a conversation between us and your potential person who, may just be doing it to help you out and help you learn how to share the product and the opportunity. That's one way that's what we do in Mary Kay's. We share the product, we share the opportunity. And I like to do it at the same time because, then it's fast and it's completed. And I even sometimes give them a layer, because I can't share all 300 products at one time. Oh my God, I can't share everything about the opportunity at one time. So I take little chunks and I'm like, great, we're doing skincare. So then I'm like, okay, well, this is a little bit about my story. And, tell me about you. Oh, well, Mary Kay's only, half price and, a little bit, you tease a little bit. Okay, not interested yet, no problem. Let's book your follow-up appointment. So we give them bits and pieces, but I always am letting them want to get some more, because then they'll want some more. Okay. So that's a little bit about pearls of sharing and the perfect tracking. So this is a great piece of paper if I can find it. And don't worry, I will show you the pearl earrings shortly. Like I said, I believe in on time, so stand by. I have some papers and I can find them. So if you thought that you had to be super organized, I'm probably the last person who'd be successful in Mary Kay, because my desk looks like a nightmare hit it. And yet I still have multiple free cars, in my repertoire. I don't know if I can find the free cars because, maybe they're hiding from me right now, but I'm just saying you can do this. So hang on, I got the tracking sheet. You can find the tracking sheet on the Jewel. It's on our website, and it's mundyarea.com. That's MUNDY area.com. And you can look underneath contests and vouchers. And we do what's called a tracking. We track our monthly activity. And the reason that this is great is because then you kind of know what to do next with your Mary Kay business. And so the tracking actually shows, here we go. It actually shows you can set your level of work. And so if you are the person who's like, well, I'm like Michelle's talking about the 30 faces in 30 days. So that's actually what's called the perfect 10. Now you might be like, and here's the thing, I just threw that out there and said, well, Mary Kay said, and so I was one of those who said, well, she said it, so I'll just go do it. You don't have to do that. You can pick a different level. It's totally up to you. But this is just a great way that you could make a bunch of money and a bunch of business. So the perfect 10 is 30 faces, which is 10 parties. And that's like, 3 people at a party, right? Share the opportunity with 15 people and 1,000 wholesale. Now you're probably going to be selling about $3,000 in a month when you do that. Okay. And adding people to your team. When you share, is it one in every 5 signs up and share with 15 people, you're going to have 3 people on your team. It's all numbers. Okay. So that's what Mary Kay suggested when you start your business. You can work at any level. Like I mentioned earlier, you can work at multiple levels. So you might say, you know what? I'm in the mood for the perfect 3 between now and the end of the month. So that would be 3 parties or 9 faces, 5 interviews, and 300 wholesale. Okay. So that's one level. And also you get newsletter recognition for that in our national area letter. You could work the perfect 6. Okay. So it lets you figure out what level you want to work. And this is a great thing to have a conversation with your director with, because it's very simple. It shows, okay, this is what level of activity. I'm doing 300 wholesale because typically if you're seeing 9 faces, 9 times 100 is $900. Half of $900 is $450, right? But we all know, like I said, the magic really works out with your numbers whenever you've done 30 faces. See what I mean? So you could take any length of time to do that, but the shorter time you do it, the more money you make and the faster you see the results, right? Okay, they also, what I like about the sheet, it has something called a daily tracking. So it actually tells you, it lets you keep track of, well, have I reached out to anybody? Let me see, who did I do? Let me, check that off. So I like that fact. It has a little tracking sheet here. It kind of helps you know, okay, having a grand day, selling $100 in a day. It also says, oh, well, did I get some new names and numbers? Did I have some new referrals? Okay, if I forgot, it's written down right here so I can see it. So I like that. It's good for reminders. Did I share the opportunity? To do all the things, right? It's like a little checklist here. It isn't write the person's name, their number. It even tells you, how much you sold. If you sold a skincare set, did you rebook them? Because, we show them the product, but then you got to follow up and be sure it's not their face didn't fall off. So you book them another couple of weeks to be sure. Like one of my team members who's on with right now, I knew she was busy. She was like, I cannot see you in 2 weeks. My kids getting married. I'm like, okay, got it, no problem. Let me check back on her after that, because I got to be sure I do the follow-up to be sure that her base didn't fall off. Okay, and the fortune is in the follow-up. So I just followed the rule right here. And then it even tells you how often to follow up. So this one little piece of paper, I'm going to post this in our area. I absolutely love this piece of paper. I think it is phenomenal. It's so helpful to me in my business. And on the back, it actually lets you track how much you did in the month. And it lets you track your parties. And it actually lets you track your sharing the opportunity. And it even helps you track your star consultant, which ends tonight, by the way. It is the 15th, and that ends this evening. We all turn to pumpkins, and we start over tomorrow. So finish strong tonight, so then you can really start well tomorrow. So this one little piece right here is super helpful. Moneyarea.com, go to contests and vouchers, and it's the perfect tracking sheet. And I will say, those who are really working their business and wanting to create more income will follow this tracking sheet and then turn it in monthly, because then you can see what you're actually doing, And so and again, I'm teaching new consultants how to have a viable, successful business, or seasoned consultants who are coming back and wanting to change and do things different with their business. So if you start this way, you're going to have more profit and more business to work with. Obviously, everyone works at different levels. And some people will say, you know what? No, I don't want to track. I don't want to do, that's fine. It's completely fine. It's totally your business. But if you had wanted to have more income, the suggested way of doing it is the one that works. So I am 3 minutes over. So we're stopping now. Like I said, please ask me questions if you have any. So I'm going to post this in the Jewel area once it finishes setting up. And then you can always ask questions, text me. You can post them. We'll answer them. Want to be sure that you guys feel comfortable with the info because I kind of gave you the overview. And we didn't have really a lot of time for QA because, we started a little bit later. So I want to be off. So is anybody dying? Is everybody good? Okay, thumbs up. Okay, I see the thumb. Okay, good. I think at least it's probably, yeah, there we go. I see it. Okay, I'm stopping the recording. Yeah.